Okay, this is take 2, by the way. The first time it got cut off. It's a couple of weeks past Halloween. I already went through this for about a minute, and then my thing got cut off because I accidentally hit the button, didn't realize it. But we're a little past the election, and I wrote about some of the things about rigged elections in my books. This is for you, John, Ronnie, Jose, maybe a couple of others because I have subscribers. And I was explaining that I bought a football, and we were supposed to be tossing this around at the next NFL game, but the COVID thing happened, etc. And in about an hour, football kicks off. Football kicks off. I'll be watching football on my TV right there. But I want to talk about the rigged elections, and I can do some readings. I can do some explanations. I'm not trying to be too political, but I have some statements. Conspiracies, Republican congressman. Okay, now down right in here. That really is, I think, the island of misfit toys at that point. You've crossed the Rubicon, you jumped on the crazy train, and you're headed into the cliffs that guard the flat earth at that time, brother, said Representative Denver Riggleman, or a Republican congressman from Virginia, in an interview. Okay, we've covered this before. I've covered this before, at least. And if you have my books, I'm going to show you the pages. You can cut it off right now. You can cut it off right now if you want. But this is what I've been researching since I've gone to Pitzer College. The corruption. I've done this with the corruption. So let's take a couple of seconds. I'm trying to do this in less than 10 minutes. And for everyone else, the other books I've written, Zotan, which I've covered, Tidal, Anguish, Trampled, Exacerbation, Annihilation, Thermite, Kiribati, Blunder, and this is Cretins right here. This is Cretins' most recent one. I've been talking about this. 2013 was Thermite, so I've got a marker right there, and we'll read. Okay, we're going to read real quick. This is just a quick overview. Okay, right where it's highlighted in yellow. Okay, in the bedroom, Fletcher rested, next to Vid, on a mid-sized bed. This is page 71. Vivian read The Terror Conspiracy from Jim Mars next to a Nancy kerosene lamp. Fletch asked, "Aren't you tired? I mean, you've been running around like a mom lately." Vivian set down her book on the nightstand next to Paul Nill's The Price of Loyalty, Greg Palast, and that's what's key right there, Greg Palast, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, and Michael Moore's Stupid White Men. Okay, that's Thermite that I wrote in 2013. We're going to go to Kiribati, which was the book after Thermite, 2017. Once again, I have these marked, and the antagonist is Roy Thurman, and highlighted over here on page 99. What we have is, this is a plan. It is a courteous warning. Eventually, American democracy comes to an end. We own the electronic voting machines that are in Florida, Ohio, and other swing states. No paper trail. We handpicked the American president from this point forward, and in the wildest dreams of Cretins, see, Cretins became a book. In the wildest dream of Cretins, voting is still legit, but we control both parties now. They are both bought by scoundrels. The best any common person could hope for is the lesser of evils. In 2001, we knocked down the Twin Towers. This is going on right after New Year's Eve in 2000. This conversation between the higher powers, the powers that be. And the conclusion of the book, by the lower of the powers, is just let it happen. Just let these guys take control because they're crazy and they got the military, they got a lot of things behind them. Now the thing with Trump is he ran as an outsider, he ran against Jeb Bush. So the same perks that Bush had in 2000 and 2004 didn't apply to Trump because he ruffled feathers of the people within the RNC. That's just my opinion. And this is at the very end, 122. Here we go. And then we're going to go back to this thing over here. Okay? Now at the very end, right where you see it highlighted, press them through in ice cubes and set the blender to high speed. When it was done grinding margarita mix with ice, he explained, "We're all on board, unofficially at least. All supposed liberal bigwigs, Paul McCartney, Mariah Carey, and so on. They'll kill us otherwise." And that was a vibe. That was pretty much the vibe, that there's a lot of intimidation and strong-arming going on. So that's my book, Kiribati. I wrote in 2017. And we'll conclude with Cretins, which might be my favorite book. This might be my favorite. Oh, this is Thermite. Cretins might be my favorite book, but we touch on that. And this was incomplete at the end of 2018, and I completed at the beginning of 2019. I sent copies to all my friends and family as much as I could. Here we go. I got part highlighted up there, which is the main part is in the middle. Okay, Roy reached for Ashley's hand and kissed it. "You said my heart has softened. I think it has. Valhalla, it calls to me. I was listening to Immigrant Song, and it seemed so right. Valhalla, I am coming." Roy decided to talk about his trip to Ohio, and this is where the election part comes in. Okay. "The fix is in. I met with Walden Odell, CEO of Diebold." "What's Diebold?" Ashley scrunched her nose and looked cute. "They make ATM machines. They also make voting machines. With every ATM machine, you're given a piece of precise amount of cash back, and you get a bank slip. These voting machines, they're not accurate. They can be rigged. Walden already promised Ohio for President Bush, no different than Florida 4 years ago. There's no paper trail. You don't get a slip of paper like you do from a Diebold ATM machine. Ohio is a swing state, and it's important. It's where I grew up." Are you still rooting for the Browns? See, so that's what we got going on, and I got 3 minutes to cover some ground very quick. So we're gonna go through this as quick as I know how. So Anderson Cooper from CNN said, "Trump is an obese turtle on his back flailing in the hot sun." Basically, he's talking about the election fraud. But in 2016, when the Democrats talked about it, like I said in these books, hey man, it's been going on for a while. Trump is like, "No, it's cool, man. I'm president. It's too bad. It's too bad for you. All right? Too bad for you. I got mine. Good luck in yours, right?" I'm a libertarian, by the way. I try to be politically neutral as far as the big parties are concerned. You're fired. So you're fired. It's like, help. See, another cartoon here. Now today, this is why I do this video. "The only one in the eyes of fake news media. I concede nothing," Trump said in another tweet. "We have a long way to go. This was a rigged election." Yeah, I've been talking about this stuff. And I'm not siding with one or the other because they're all rigged. And then here he's saying, "Hey, thank you, Lou Dobbs, blah blah blah." Okay, Dominion voting system, whatever. And he's talking about how votes are flipped, which we know they're flipped. And here he's like, "For years, Dems have been preaching how unsafe and rigged our elections have been. Now they're saying what a wonderful job the Trump administration did in making 2020 the most secure election ever. Actually, this is true, except for the Democrats did rigged election." He's like, all right. So this is funny. So Greg Palast wrote a book called "The Best Democracy That Money Can Buy." And I've known about this for many, many years, Okay? HBO had a documentary called "Hacking Democracy." Wonderful about these voting machines and the methods and how people do rig elections. Which, hey man, I support the new president-elect. I'm not going to say his name because I don't like him. I think he's a pervert. I really do. He's too touchy-feely. But that's something for somewhere else. So here we are. I have to remind to drink a little beer. So those are the books. Now, here's what I gotta close with. Is the power structure. This is the power. Oh crap. Okay, I got an alert. So this is the power structure. And here's Trump. Trump is this guy now. He used to be this guy. Trump is this guy now. And this is your final notice. So far, you've ignored all emails asking to join the defending election. You've ignored Team Trump, Eric, Laura, Don, the Vice President. You've ignored the President of the United States. Tens of thousands of patriots have stepped up for the very first time in the last 40 years. Why haven't you? This guy's this guy now. Now Trump is this guy. He used to be that guy, you know? Jenna Morrissey. These are dystopias. And Jenna Morrissey's an indie author, which I cover on, follow on YouTube. And she's like, hey man, don't write dystopias. But you gotta write what you know. She's like, hey, that's so yesterday, man. The Hunger Games and, all that stuff. And she's like, she's not for dystopias. But this girl is, and I like her. She's another indie author, Bethany Atazada. She has a few books out. I follow indie authors. Her friend is Brittany Wang. She's coming out with her first book, On Wings of Ash and Dust, I guess. And the indie author that got me into the other indie author is Kim. I don't know where she's gone. She stopped making videos. But, like I said, you write what you know, and that's what I know. I know dystopia, okay? I know dystopia. And I've experienced dystopia. Here's Stephen King right here. There's a saying, write what you know. It's bad advice if you take it as an unbreakable rule, but it's good advice if you use it as a foundation. So I know dystopia. That's what I know. And that's me. My name's Eddie Corona. I'm an author of a few books. You can find them in the script. You can find them on Lulu. I'm gonna, even though dystopia's close and bad endings where shit just goes wrong, here's a good ending, okay? Ebony and Ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano, keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There's good and bad in everyone. We learn to live. We learn to give each other what we need to survive together alive. So the books always end where shit just goes wrong because it's this dystopia. But this video I'm trying to leave on a good note. Okay. Here's my voting record before I leave. Clinton in 92, Nader 96, Nader again in 2000, Tina Fey as a write-in 2004. The first election I didn't vote was 2008. I moved from Hollywood to the Inland Empire in California, and I didn't recorrect my voting registration status, So, and I didn't have a car at the time. I was in between that. 2012, I voted for Gary Johnson, Libertarian. 2016, I voted for Trump. I figured he's going to drain the swamp. And he's going to go after the Saudis and go after the redacted 9/11 pages. But he didn't. Didn't drain the swamp, didn't go after the Saudis. So here's Trump with the alligators, his transition team, and he just didn't get it done, so I didn't endorse him this time around. This time around, we had the murder hornets versus COVID, basically. I endorsed Abby Martin, but I didn't register because the COVID thing. I didn't get my license and registration straight, so this is the second election I missed. But I endorsed Abby Martin, former RT correspondent. Now she's an independent journalist. And that's my conscience. She's my conscience right there. Okay? She's trying to hit the hard issue. She's not compromised, as far as I'm concerned. At least not compared to them. No way. So don't blame me. I voted for CODIS, right? We're going to end with humor right here. The Simpsons. And, hey man, this whole idea that the elections are messed up, it's been going on for a while. Oh.